Brandon Voodoo Forge. You remember that Craftsman Vise that I put on that forge stand that I was so tickled about I got for Christmas? Well, it broke today. It's been some chinks in the armor started to appear a few days ago. I'll have to show you what's going on with it, but it broke. It was a gift for my father. I called him and said, hey, we need, and so anyway, I'm about to be calling Sears, but I've heard some not good things about Sears and taking their vices back, that they don't warranty them like the old Craftsman tools, which of course, all that's changed. The Craftsman tools, when I was a kid, that's what you had. That's what all the grown men, they had Craftsman tools, and they were guaranteed for life, and God forbid somebody ever did break one, they took them in, it wasn't a problem. Well, I've had a couple of socket wrenches go out on me, and it's not a big deal. It's a 3/8 socket wrench go in it, and they kind of made a big deal out of it. It's fairly recently. So I know they're having business problems, but they might be having business problems because of things like that. I don't know what their behavior towards this is going to be, so I'm trying to go into this positive. But let me show you what the vise did. Okay, so right here is where this started. This started breaking off the top here behind this jaw a couple of days ago. And it's some kind of, I don't know, epoxy or something. It's not, maybe some kind of resin, but it's not steel, whatever it is. So the vise doesn't actually come up that far, that was chipping off. But, I didn't think a whole lot about that. I just checked to see if the jaws were tight. Because my thought was when that chipped off, the jaws might get loose. Well, then this just happened. And I'll tell you what I was doing. I had a piece of 3/8 square stock, which this isn't square right here, but I had a piece of 3/8 square stock clamped in here like this. And I was twisting it out this side here, and all of a sudden, this is the screw that was holding. Here's the two screws that were holding the jaw in, and they stripped plumb out of here, out of the vise, and this came popping off and actually busted what really appears to be pot metal right there. So I hadn't even been in the shop a full month since I put this vise in. I've used this vise when I've been in the shop, but this is essentially a new daggum vise, and I'm not impressed with that at all. When I do get this replaced, when they replace it, I don't think it'll be one of my main shop vices. I think I'll put this on maybe an attachment where I could use it on the back of a vehicle, or maybe down by the chicken coop or something. Because if it's going to break from just light duty work, I can't imagine when I had to hit it. But that damn Harbor Freight vise held up longer than this one did. But, oh well, let's call them, see what they've got to say.
Hello, this is Sears at the Riverview Mall in Goodlettsville. The department or the person you're trying to reach is currently on the phone or with another customer. Please leave your name, your phone number, and a very brief message. We will return your call as soon as possible. Please leave clearly, and as a reminder, our optical center is closed on Sundays and Wednesdays. Thank you for calling Sears.
This is Brandon Vaughn. I need somebody to give me a call back at 615. It's been an hour.
Thank you for calling Sears at the Rivergate Mall.
A little long after that.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Tools.
Thanks. One moment while I transfer your call.
I feel like an hour's kind of long for a business not to return my call.
Sears Hardware.
Yes, sir. I've got a vise here that I got for Christmas that just broke. What do I need to do to return it?
Excuse me.
That's it?
You got it at Christmas?
Yeah, I got it. It was a gift.
Okay. Just bring it back in here. If you got it, bring the receipt.
Okay. I'll ask her. I'll try to get it. I just wanted to make sure before I come down there.
Okay.
But it's a Craftsman Vise.
Okay. Are you in shop the way
I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. I got a customer here to register.
Okay.
Yeah, just bring it in.
Okay. All right. We will see y'all Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see him Saturday. Well, y'all, it's Saturday. So, we just got back. It's around 55 miles or so one way, so about 110 miles round trip to the Sears that I called the other day. That's the closest Sears to the house. Carried it down there, had talked to my dad and got all the stuff we could get from the online thing, you know, his numbers that he had and everything, the date he ordered it and everything. So carried it down there and walked in with this broke vise, and oh boy, oh okay, yeah, that's it was a 6-inch, and he went and he got one, he brought it back. I said, look, I got it as a gift, and it's the guy I talked to on the phone. There can't be two of him. It's the guy I talked to. I went and listened to the tape. It's him. So he said, okay, you got a receipt. Don't have a receipt. Got us a gift. Okay, yeah. Well, let's try it this way. So he took my phone number. He said, oh, well, it's not doing like a regular Craftsman tool. And I said, yeah, okay. And so he said, well, do you know the phone number of the people, whoever gave it to you? And I said, yeah. So I gave him my parents' phone number. It's like, here it is, you know, and he had it. He had it on there. It's like, okay. So I started to pick up that box and leave. And now couldn't swap it out. I said, well, you know, I called down here and you said bring it down here and we'd work it out. And that was, you know, even without having a receipt. You know, you've got everything you need here. No, the computer's saying I can only refund his PayPal account. I said, well, I want to swap the vise out. No, the computer won't let it do it. The computer won't do it. So basically, the computer prevented that from happening. And I told him, I said, also I've been buying Craftsman tools for 25 years. You know, my daddy who bought this has been buying Craftsman tools for 55 years or better than that. So this is, you know, what's the deal? Well, the computer, we can't do this and we can't do that. So, anyway, we ended up doing that. And this is what I have to say. I looked at some of the Craftsman stuff. Now, when I was a kid growing up, by far the majority of men that bought quality tools, and I grew up in a farming community, the majority of the men that bought quality tools bought Craftsman tools because they were the best quality you could get. If you ever had a problem with anything, you'd take it to Sears. Well, there was a Western Auto in town. You could take it, and they dealt in Craftsman tools. You could swap it out there. There was a Sears catalog store in another town over. You could take it in there. You could take it, you know, plumb into Davidson County and deal with it. But there was no questions asked. They'd hand it to you. My father has a Craftsman Vise that he's had. He got it for a safety prize in the early '80s, and that thing, I've seen him. And you really shouldn't hit bench vise, even a good bench vise, with a hammer. But I've seen him beat on that thing with a 6-pound sledgehammer with something in there he's trying to get loose. And that thing's solid as the day that it came out of the factory. But the quality on the new Craftsman stuff is poor. Now my dad got me that vise expecting the quality that he had become accustomed to dealing with that company for years. Well, that quality wasn't in that vise. I was excited to get the vise. I was tickled, that my dad remembered that I was hunting for a vise for it. And that he thought I know how high his opinion of Craftsman has been. So I was tickled about it. And the fit was kind of loose. It was kind of, where it rotates and you lock it down, that wasn't really, it never would really fully lock it down. But, nonetheless, it was a gift from my dad. I used it. I bet I might have tightened the jaws on that vise 100 times on something. Putting something in there and doing something. Little stuff. I hadn't done anything big with it. Nothing big with that vise. It's been a little over a month since I put it on that stand. Now I got that stand, which went through all that trouble putting it on there, and it's rigged up for that vise, and I'm going to put another one on there. So that's, time and money. But not only is the quality of the tools, the quality of Sears customer service is crap. It's terrible. If I had somebody who'd been dealing with me and obviously, came down there, quite a distance, I'm not going to let that person leave pissed off. They don't care. So Sears is having business problems, and probably some of it's probably due to the quality of the things they're selling going down, and the rest of it probably has to do with their shit customer service, because that's the only way I can describe it. So anyway, I'll put a link to where I put the vise on the vise stand, and I'll put a link to where I built the vise stand in the description if you want to watch that. But don't get a Craftsman vise. You're better off getting a Harbor Freight vise. It's cheaper. It's still crap, but it's cheaper, and you can carry it back and they'll exchange it. So they come out of the same factory probably in Red China, but do not get a new Craftsman vise, and don't expect anything from Craftsman customer service. So anyway, I hate to make a video so negative, but figured y'all ought to know. But anyway, other than that, it's a nice little Saturday. But if you'd like to see more videos where I'm a little bit more positive and usually not mad at a dwindling corporation, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you get nothing from this, don't buy a Craftsman vise. So, anyway, y'all behave yourselves now.